Inhloso yakho ngosinena lezingane zakho iyini?
Umuzi wami lona akukhona eJacken House lana.
New day, new drama in South Africa. According to new reports, Musa Mseleku's first wife demands her husband buys her a house, else she will start dating her age mates. Let's dive straight into the video. Polygamy has always been a topic that heated hot discussions, especially when it comes to dynamics, emotional complications, and societal effects surrounding practice. In modern South Africa, polygamy continues to play an important role, especially among some societies, as they have been practiced for centuries. One of the prominent figures who brought this old tradition to the forefront of the general debate is Musa Mseleku, a well-known businessman and reality TV star. Mseleku's polygamy lifestyle of the public's attention and the recent events surrounding his fifth wife added to the fire only to the fire. Musa Mseleku is a famous businessman in South Africa, a TV figure, and the multiplicity of wives who were in the spotlight for several years, especially because of his realistic presentation Out Hando Nestiembo, translated as love and polygamy. The View gives viewers an intimate look at the life of Mseleku, his four wives, and his attempts to manipulate family responsibilities, cultural expectations, and personal desires. Throughout the presentation, Mseleku was a distinguished person and criticism, not only for his wealth, but because of his unrecognized embrace of polygamy in a modern world that sometimes struggles to balance traditions with contemporary standards. In his life, Mseleku married many women and has a large number of children of these unions. His marriages are deeply rooted in cultural practices, and while Mseleku confirms that he follows mere traditions, many of his actions and public data often attract attention, criticism, and magic. However, it was the last demands of his fifth wife who transferred his personal life to the next level in terms of public interest and controversy. Musa Mseleku's fifth wife, who has become a central figure in the ongoing conversation about polygamy, has taken a bold position recently. In an unprecedented step, she asked her husband, Mseleku, to buy a house for her, warning that if this request is not met, she will start dating men near her life. Soon this statement, which was held during a recent episode of Out Hando Nestiembo, was sparked by the media and sparked an intense debate on social media and in the broader South Africa society. Its request has been issued to the headlines, as it touches the deepest challenges and expectations that can exist in polygamy relationships. It is not uncommon for women in multi-wives to feel marginalized, especially when their husbands simultaneously meet the needs and desires of multiple wives. However, the audacity of this particular demand is a great departure from the standards, as it shows how modern facts, including financial independence and personal independence, began to reshape traditional practices. Requesting the house not only for material property, it talks about the deeper emotional and psychological needs, the desire for respect, recognition, and independence. It is an affirmation of her identity and value in a marriage where, as a fifth wife, she may feel that she is competing for the time of Mseleku and affection with other wives. By claiming a home, she explains that she is seeking a space in which she can feel safe and appreciated, instead of just another wife in a large family. Her threat to start dating men near her life increases the complexity of the situation. While polygamy, especially in the context of Mseleku's relationships, is often characterized by great elderly differences between the husband and his wives, the dynamics of the younger wife, who wants to find companionship outside of marriage, is not a new phenomenon. This raises questions about the dynamics of power in multi-wives, and how age, youth, and individual desires collide with cultural expectations. Polygamy has always been a controversial practice, and the complications of these relationships are often more complex than strangers can understand. While some people look at polygamy through the romantic lens of tradition and religious celebration, and reality is often fraught with challenges. In the case of Mseleku, his marriage to many women involves managing multiple relationships, with each wife a group of her needs, desires, and expectations. In polygamous marriages, especially those like Mseleku's, where there is a significant age gap between the husband and his wives, it is not unusual for the women to experience feelings of insecurity or neglect. As younger wives, they may feel overlooked or out of place, especially when they perceive that their husbands may be emotionally or physically more involved with older wives. This can lead to friction, jealousy, and a desire for more independence, as seen in the demand for a house and the threat of seeking romance outside of the marriage. However, the demand for home also reflects a deeper shift in how women in multi-wives are seen their roles. In the past, wives in multi-wives were expected to be often subject and accept their roles without question. But with modernity and increased access to education, job opportunities, and financial independence, women in multi-wives are increasingly emphasized their needs and desires. The request of the fifth wife indicates a change in the dynamics of strength, as it highlights the importance of the personal agency in relationships. Musicio's response to his fifth wife's demands was an interesting aspect of the controversy. Although he was always known for his strong personality and his position other than my apologies for polygamy, Mseleku expressed anxiety and understanding regarding his wife's request. He has made it clear that he intends to deal with the situation carefully and look, in an attempt to find a solution that maintains harmony within his big family. This approach, however, is not without criticism, as many argue that its response does not address enough the basic issues of inequality and emotional needs within its marriages. The general reaction to the situation was exhausted. Some support the fifth wife, and they see that her request is an important position for women's rights to multi-wives, especially in a modern society that appreciates equality and personal fulfillment. However, others look at their actions as sabotage, wondering whether the material demand for the house is the best way to address deep emotional and relationship issues. The audience's focus was also on whether Mseleku could balance the needs of his other wives while fulfilling the desires of the fifth wife, and how his actions could affect the cohesion of his family with multiple wives. The case of Musa Mseleku and his fifth wife is a reflection of the largest and continuous discussion about polygamy in the modern world. While some believe that polygamy is an outdated practice that no longer commensurate with the framework of contemporary relationships, others consider it an advanced practice that must adapt to changing times. Women who wear multi-wives are increasingly seeking more than just material stability. They want emotional fulfillment, respect, and independence in their relationships. The complications surrounding polygamy are not unique to the Mseleku family. Throughout the world, unions face polygamy-similar challenges, especially with the continued development of the role of women in society. The budget law of maintaining multiple relationships, meeting the needs of each partner, and moving in societal expectations is an accurate task. Tensions within these marriages speak to the broader conflicts that come with cultural practices and individual desires, and how these can collide sometimes in a modern context. Musa Mseleku's fifth wife on a house is a strong statement about the advanced nature of multi-wives. It highlights the changing dynamics within such unions, especially since women are looking for more independence, respect, and recognition of their marriages. The demand is also a reflection of how to view polygamy in modern society, not only as a cultural practice, but as a relationship model that must adapt to contemporary ideals of love, equality, and personal freedom. Ultimately, this controversy is just one example of the complex nature of polygamy in today's world. Whether Mseleku's fifth wife will get the counsel, but her bold request has undoubtedly sparked a bigger conversation about what it means to be in a multi-wives marriage and how modern relationships develop to reflect the changing social standards.